Hello and welcome back to my garden. Today we're in my cottage garden and it's gonna be a lovely sit-down video about my bulb order for the next year. 2026, how exciting it is. And actually maybe you will think like, oh, but that's too late. Actually no, because right now that's the hot moment. If you're living in a mild climate when it's not freezing, then that's the time to buy bulbs, because right now majority of online shops are running sales, autumnal sales, so you can pick up the bulbs with a really nice discount. That's your sign to go and to buy some. Then another thing, really important one, is to remember that there are so much varieties of tulips, of daffodils, of other beautiful bulb flowers that you can never try them all. So take it easy and just pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 and try them. Try them in your garden, in your climate, because you know what? I'm filming this on 3rd November 2025 and I have 2 varieties of daffodils that are flowering right now. And I would never imagine that that can be the case. So you need to try all the flowers in your garden. So just take it as an adventure, especially if you're beginning your gardening journey, because the thing that you need to remember that there is no one beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, everyone needs to stick to variety of daffodils. There is no such thing as the perfect tulip. There is no such thing as a perfect allium. You need to try them. And actually it's fun, but actually it's costly. So that's why I'm waiting for seasonal sales to pick up some plants and to try them. When you already tried something and you already like something, stick to it. Because all bulbs, they can be really stunning and they can perform nicely, but to get this like wall effect you need quite a number of bulbs. So what I'm doing, I'm trying a few. Normally I'm buying from 30 to 50 bulbs of each and every variety just to test them and to see how they're doing for me, for my climate, for my soil, for everything. So I'm picking these varieties up and I'm planting them. Some of them go straight to the ground. Some of them will be planted in pots to keep this on the terrace and to bring this beautiful show. And then when I've tried them and I decided that I like them, I order more. And only after that, you need this trial just to understand how you feel about these flowers, because sometimes they're just gorgeous. You're looking at the pictures online and like, I want this, I want that, I want all of that. And actually the first year when I was gardening here in this garden, I bought a ridiculous, my husband is watching these videos, so no numbers, but I bought a ridiculous amount of varieties and actually of tulips. And actually I enjoyed it. Everyone enjoyed the show, but right now I know that I'm not buying tulips anymore because they're annual flowers. And there's so many other beautiful things that will stay in the garden and will be reliably getting back from year to year, so I prefer to stick to them. And maybe one day I will be buying more tulips, or maybe when I will see like a perfect deal on them and I will like, okay, I'm justifying just because it's almost for free, okay, but not that I'm be searching and buying tulips on purpose just because I know they're not working in my garden, they're just annuals. And there's that much amount of money that I can justify spending on that. So keep it in mind. And you know what? be curious, and if you're starting a big garden, start with the most, and probably that's bad advice, but that's my coming from my experience, start with the most basic varieties. The good thing that normally they're the cheapest ones, and don't be afraid of them, because if you will be able to bring a lot of them, they will bring a beautiful effect in your garden, and that would be a really nice start. Otherwise, try them. Give yourself a year just for trials, and then decide if you want to bring them more into your garden, or that was a good lesson and that's it with this variety. Again, there are so many beautiful varieties that I'm sure you can find the perfect one for your garden. And right now I'm coming to my list. So remember, that's my first order, and I believe that in late November, maybe in the beginning of December, I will be placing the second order with the maximum discounts, when I will be looking at what's left online, and I will be picking up not what I really want to dreaming or whatever, but I'm curious and want to try, and maybe I will pick up some varieties that I know that they are working for me. So I will extend the population and I will plant more of them in the garden. And the first variety that I ordered is Daffodils More and More. This variety has yellow flowers. It's really reliable. It's coming from each and every year, and it's creating small plants, rather big plants, from 10 to 20 centimeters. And it performs nicely. This daffodil creates multiple stems. Each stem is carrying several flowers, and yes, each and every flower is just a tiny, but altogether that's a beautiful show. The fact that each bulb will create multiple stems means that flowering season is really long, because it won't be like immediate show. One stem after another stem after another stem, and it's really beautiful. This variety More and More, and there's another variety Tete that are really reliable, small flowers, but really good performers. I really like them. It's, for me, that's the basic varieties of daffodils, but really lovely ones. Then I'm switching, and actually I bought like quite a number of this variety because I know it's going to be beautiful, and I'm going to be planting it in a vegetable garden. And again, this variety is basic and rather cheap. So the next variety, that's going to be something that I'm going to be trying, and then the idea is to replace some of the bulbs that I have here in the garden. So what I've told you, that you never know about actual flowering time in your garden, and when I was planting daffodils here, I was mixing whites and yellows, and I thought that it's going to be lovely because I was planting them with the tulips that were supposed to be white, and I thought that yellow daffodils and white tulips is going to be lovely, really delicate. But it turned out that after a few years of growing of my tulips, they turned bright pink, and it's beautiful color, but I don't like how it goes with yellow daffodils. So right now I'm thinking that probably at some point, not this year, but at some point, I will be replacing my yellow daffodils in this flower bed, this long rose border, with white ones. So I was picking white and creamy and like buttery cream white varieties, really delicate ones, to replace and potentially replace the ones that I have here. This year, as I told you, I will be planting them in pots and some into the ground, just to see how they will behave and to see the difference. So the first variety, that's ice wings. Really small, delicate white flowers, absolutely crystal white flowers, and this flower has multiple flowers on one stem. The flowers are not that big and not too high, from 20 to 30 centimeters, but they create beautiful clumps from 5 to 10 centimeters each and every clump. So to create a beautiful show, you will probably need quite a number of bulbs, but if it's worth it, I believe that's okay. Then the next variety is Snipe, and that's really elegant variety, and it's kind of a little bit different because the petals, they have this little curve, and the tube in the center is rather long, and everything about it screams like showstopper. And I really hope that this variety will work for me, because again, from what I saw online, that's absolutely beautiful variety. It stays rather compact, from 20 to 30 centimeters, and it's supposed to come back each and every year. And yeah, I can't wait to try this one because I have rather high hopes. And the last variety of daffodils, that actually sailboard. Sailboard is again white creamy variety, and it's supposed to be a rather tall one. So the flowers will get up to 50 centimeters. The flowers are big and impressive. It's creamy white, and they have this little curve, and I hope they were gonna be really, really beautiful. Again, I'm gonna be trying them and in the ground and in the pots, and I don't believe that they create big, oh no, they create rather big clumps as well, from 10 to 20 centimeters. So yeah, I have really high hopes, and I really hope that I will like this variety. I can't wait to get them, and probably I will receive my order in the next week, so we will be planting them. And then I bought another 2 bulbs, and I already have them in the garden, and they performed so beautifully for me, so I decided to extend my population of these flowers in my garden, and that's 2 things. One is bluebells. That's Spanish bluebells, and they're rather tall, upright, strong plants with beautiful, vibrant colors, and they perform just so nicely. And I have planted them in partially next to the plant's border, and I want to extend this line, and then in the same border I want to add summer snowdrop or liquid gem. And again, absolutely beautiful flowers. I have them in several spots here in the rose bed, then next to the entrance, and I really want to bring a lot into this part of the garden, and I will be adding them here and there. They flower for so long that it's like never ending blooming season, and that's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful, and I really, really like them. And usually I prefer to, to bring some repetition of the plants, something in a flower bag next to the entrance, then something here, something there. But liquid gems, I want them everywhere. They're absolutely beautiful. They're white, they're stunning, they're tall, they're up to 50 centimeters. They're coming each and every year. They have a beautiful dark green foliage. Only the beautiful things. Yeah, I really, really like them, so I will be adding quite a number of them here. And I can tell you one thing, that if they will be still available at the end of this sale season, I will be buying even more to bring them to the vegetable garden. I can't justify buying them on a full price or with a small discount, but definitely I will be buying more. So that's my list for the next year, and I can't wait. I can't wait to receive my order. I can't wait actually to wait and see what's gonna be in my second order. And yes, if you can work in your soil, if you're living in rather mild climate, that's the time to buy bulbs. And yes, maybe probably you won't find all varieties and maybe you will miss something, but there's so many beautiful things there. And again, you need to check them in your garden, you need to check them in your climate, and you need to check how they will work and how they will work with all the plants in your garden. Because as you remember, I have 2 varieties of daffodils that are flowering right now. You need to remember that yellow flowers, they're tricky, and sometimes you're welcoming them in your garden, and in other times you're like, no, it's not working with this color palette for this particular time of the year. So you might consider another place for these flowers, or you might consider it putting in I don't know what. But you need to keep in mind that even if you find something online saying that you need to plant it in autumn and then it will give you flowers next spring, yeah, but year after it might give you flowers next autumn as well. And that's a good surprise, really pleasing, nothing to complain about, but just to keep in mind. That's it for today. I really hope that this video was useful for you, and I really hope that after this video you will go online and you will order something and just have fun. There's so many beautiful varieties that you will definitely find the one, and find some liquid gems, summer snowdrops. You need them, definitely. So see you next time in the garden. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.